easier, greater choice, and a more effective system. Good news! Recent legislation has improved the way Australians elect their senators. Voters still have two options. If you vote below the line, you, the voter, have maximum effect on who is elected. Australia uses a single transferable vote system, where, to be elected, a candidate must gain a fixed quota of votes. Each candidate that gains a quota or more is elected. The ballot papers that elected him or her are then re-examined to transfer all the surplus votes above that quota to the candidates marked next in the voter's preferential. That might have another candidate reaching another quota, and so on, until all the Senate vacancies have been filled. If your number 1 candidate doesn't reach the quota, your vote's full value passes on to your number 2. If he or she isn't elected, the value is transferred to your number 3, and so on. That's great, but how exactly do we mark the ballot? Below the line voting means that you have to number at least 12 boxes from 1 to 12. So, if you want to preference all Liberal candidates in your order, followed by the Greens, then Labor, you can do that. If you don't like any of the remaining choices, leave their boxes unmarked. If you want to support candidates from different parties, you can do that too. Voting for all women candidates first would be one example of that. However, watch out that doesn't let your ballot become exhausted. With none of the candidates you support being elected, your vote has insufficient further marking to choose between later stronger candidates each near an election. Therefore, we recommend numbering as many candidates as you can. Suppose you dislike the major parties, but if you had to choose, you'd put Labor ahead of the Liberals and Greens. You can do that. Even if your vote elects no minor party candidates, it could still count for Labor ahead of Liberals or Greens.
The Australian Proportional Representation Society says that whilst this current Senate system is an improvement, Tasmania's Hare-Clark system is even better. With just one method for all voters, parties cannot influence preference orders and all votes are equal. This hands the power back to the voter.